Hi everyone, welcome back to Time with Tata. My name is Lori. In today's video, I am going to be going over my recap of Stationery Fest. I have about 19 minutes of footage at Stationery Fest, and then I have my haul at the end. This is going to be a long video. We're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of the show. When I did my Orlando Pen Show haul, I had one regret, which I shared in that video, and I have one regret from this pen show as well, and I will share that with you at the end of the video. And I can't wait to go back in 2025. Yoseka Stationery is located in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, New York, and this year they came up with the idea to have a stationery fest, a stationery festival, if you will, with vendors and creators from all around the globe. This wasn't just about fountain pens. It was a really nice balance between fountain pens and stationery and journaling supplies and planning supplies, and it was my happy place. It was really nice to see people from the planning community as well as the pen community and see them come together. I also happen to love the surrounding area of New York City. As soon as I got home, I filmed a haul, but it was at night. It got so dark that you could barely see what I was showing, so I decided to just film the whole thing over again. But first, let's go to Stationery Fest and I will show you some of the booths that I went to. We will talk to some of the vendors, and then we'll meet back here and I'll show you the things that I found. If you like videos about stationery, fountain pens, and planning, you're in the right place. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more from me, and give this video a thumbs up if you have a good time. All right, let's jump back in time to Wednesday, August 7th, 2024. All right, I'm here with JJ Lax, and he has a special nib that a special grind that he's doing on my Shape of Heart pen that Jay bought me in Japan, and I love it so much, but I don't really reach for it very often. So he is going to do a little bit of I think a stub on it, something like that. We're gonna see. Okay, I had to stop at Toyoka Crafts to get my tray here, and this is Shannon from Couture Pens. Yeah. Couture Pens. You may have met Vanessa. I'm Vanessa. So I got this one right here with a couple extra trays, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much. We love your stuff. These are my friends from Hachim Mongia in Japan. I have been eyeing this very beautiful pen for so long, and then I came in and it was up there. The bloom pink, it's absolutely beautiful. I got it in a medium nib. This is a big purchase, and everything is so gorgeous. I'll probably get some ink as well. Thank you so much. This is CY's table, and I was just able to try his pen. That is just unbelievable.
I'm glad you have
absolutely beautiful.
Or putting like a light blue in someone's dark ink pad, and personally, I would be like, why? I didn't know that was a smaller.
It's just gorgeous.
Yes, I see it.
Here, there's CY. All the smokers in the house. Julia, Janine, and the bad influence. You girls having fun?
Great time.
Great time.
Awesome time.
Okay, so things are really packed today. I have a card to visit Helen at Coffee Monsters Co. at 3:45, and I'm gonna visit Small Things from Japan between 3 and 4 because the lines are really crazy. This is day 2. I got some ink at Kobe, and I think that's about all I've gotten today. Oh, I got some Hachim Mongia pink ink because the Kobe ink that I wanted was sold out. So we're gonna just walk around and see some friends and have a good time. All right, I'm about to get my portrait.
Perfect.
This is Ming. This is his brand. He is an incredible artist here at Stationery Fest, and he just took my photo, and he's going to draw a little picture of me. Look at his artwork. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love this little postcard. I got to get that. And he's going to go. We're going to film. Here we go. So he's going off of my picture. We'll see. We'll see.
May I have your name, please?
So cute, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Galen Leather. They are always hopping. They have such an incredible selection of leather goods. I feel like this would be so nice. Oh, that's just one-sided. They have the two-sided one too. I like this leather though. That's so pretty.
Yeah, this is like a wedding venue, actually.
It's beautiful. Hey, Daisy.
Hi.
The best hostess in town. So I'm not taking any workshops, but Daisy was nice enough to let me up here. This is freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't it great?
This is the workshop space. Look at the ceilings. This is absolutely beautiful. Are workshops happening right now? It seems so peaceful.
Oh, well, obviously the empty tables are empty.
Right. This is wonderful. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. What class is going on here? I wonder. It looks like Potter. Oh, okay. Oh, it's so cute. Do you still have some superior labor bags left in the store, Daisy?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. That's really
You had a couple last night, and I'm like, do I roll the dice and wait till tomorrow? Oh, this is the superior labor workshop.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't have a booth here.
He didn't.
This was just this was their thing.
All day. Yeah.
These sold out really quickly. They're so adorable. Oh, and look. Yoseka TSL.
isn't that
Oh my
cute?
gosh, I absolutely love
Yeah. So this is like a sample of what they make. Oh, and I haven't actually seen one with the...
it. With the date?
Yeah. How cute.
Very nice.
Very
And
cute.
here they are.
This is the risograph printing workshop.
So cool. Well, thank you so much for letting me come up here
Oh my
because
God,
this
of
is
course.
absolutely beautiful. Who knew that your shop was connected to all this goodness? I love
This is
it.
like a 150-year-old building that we're in, so there's like some really cool spaces in here.
Is this where you were standing way back when you
Yes,
said this
when I
is
announced
when you
it.
announced it?
Yeah.
Is it? It's come full
Stationery Fest
circle.
is happening.
It's come full circle. Are you getting questions about next year already?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We have lots to think about.
You're like, talk to me in a few months when I've slept for like 48 hours
Well,
straight.
let me just get to like this weekend, you know.
Well, it's been fantastic, Daisy. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Okay, this is where they're doing the meetups in this space here. It is just so incredible. This is a great little space, and then it's like lofted, so you can peek down on the workshops happening here. What is this one?
I think so, guys. I think they probably
So
like sell
pretty.
like specific merch for Stationery Fest.
Okay, I'm here with Miss Beautiful Carrie from Carrie Bullet Journal. We just had a beautiful cup of coffee and some lunch, but look at this vintage journal. We took a break from Yoseka and came over to catch our breath. This is gorgeous. Look at this journal. It's so pretty. Do you want to share your artwork to the... Oh, Jane Austen. Look at. She's got a Jane Austen page.
Yes.
This is what I want to go buy at work.
Oh,
I want to get a
very
copy
nice.
of it.
This is part of my artwork.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I have another one here that's also me.
I love that.
Another Jane
I
Austen
didn't know you
book.
like Jane Austen too.
Oh my God, big fan.
So which one is your favorite?
Pride and Prejudice.
That's what I'm reading right now.
Oh,
It's your favorite.
that's
Then
perfect.
what? What's next?
Emma.
Emma. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm going Persuasion because Emma looks really big.
Yes, Persuasion 2. This one it's on the making. So I took a workshop with Suzette Pretty Pages.
Okay.
Suzette, and she actually introduced tunneling. So I There is the second one. I'm
Gorgeous.
in the
Oh, and
process of creating the third and the fourth.
Did you just do this at a workshop?
At a workshop.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I'm glad I get to see some of what's happening at the
Yes.
workshops. Well, thank you. I love it.
So I waited 3.5 hours to get in the line for cute things from Japan. So hopefully there's a couple cute things I can take home with me. I don't even know what I'm looking for.
I know, I'm not doing it. I didn't get into it.
Mine is at 4.
Coffee Monsters Co. She's been so busy and so beautiful. She's such a love.
I would love that.
It's now about 4 o'clock and I'm tapped out, but I'm still going for a little bit. Esterbrook is here. I feel like over here is where more of like the pen show stuff is, and I've been in stationery land today. And then here's Jonathan Brooks with his table. Carolina Pen Company. Okay, this is Lennon Tool Bar, and this is their special exclusive for Yoseka. This is bubble tea.
Yeah, bubble
Which and I have sesame oil, which is similar, but I had to get this too, right?
Do you want to try? We
Huh?
just pen to try the color.
Oh, sure, let's do it. Is this the bubble tea right here?
Yeah,
Okay. I already bought it, but I am very excited about it. This is a fun pen.
Yes, on the Opus 88.
Oh, it's light.
Yes, light.
Oh, it is light. Oh, it's pretty. We love bubble tea. Thank you.
you.
It's so nice. Here is Fountain Pendulum. She has such beautiful pieces here. Okay, I finally made my purchase. This is Duke. How are you?
Hi, great. Thanks
This
for
is
coming.
Fountain Pendulum, Mr. Fountain Pendulum. Your mother-in-law or your mom does these?
My wife's mother.
Your mother-in-law.
mother-in-law,
Okay,
yeah,
yes,
that's right.
beautiful. Does all these watercolor cards, so I
So
have
Lori
to get
picked out her
some.
5 favorite.
I got my
ones.
5 favorite. It was really difficult. She has all these, and they are absolutely beautiful. So, and then I picked out this as well, so it will complement my Toyoka craft, and I just love that I can show this for videos. I'm just so excited. I love it. Thank you so much. Oh, look at this. We are fancy here at Time with Tata. Use this, and this will get you right to their website if you want to take a screenshot or do whatever you need to do with that QR code. That's awesome. Thank you. So over here, Gina is working on some pens. This is the Pilot stand, and I'm tempted by a few Pilots always.
This is the coffee edition Schaefer pen. What is the price on this, Dan?
65.
65. So 65. This is, it writes really nice. I like it a lot. It's really nice. What a deal. I was saying that this reminds me so much of the Pilot whiskey. This is like a really nice alternative to that pen, and it's very budget friendly, which is really nice. I don't own any Schaefers. I like the trim on this. So are there 2 different shades, or is this the ballpoint?
This is the different shape. That's the roller, and there's 6 pens altogether.
Okay.
There's the VFM and the Schaefer 100.
I love all the different shades. So there's some ballpoints, and then there's the fountain. I see how there's like the metal on the top and bottom here. So very pretty. And it's got the little Schaefer white dot.
This one, and okay, so these are the 2 different collections. So the 100 has the little emblem on the top, the
Okay.
coffee cup.
I see.
And
Oh,
the
cute.
VFM has the coffee cup printed on it.
Oh, very sweet. Wonderful. I actually really like the little coffee cup
Yeah.
there. That's unique. And then
Yeah.
the other one is here.
Yep.
Okay, so cute.
This is Joe from Joe's Journal.
Hello.
This is look at his personal journal. Is absolutely beautiful. These are Traveler's Notebook goals right here. And he shares all of this on his YouTube channel.
And he also works for Travelers Company. And this table has been hopping all day, and I'm so happy we got to come over here. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no one in front of Travelers. Let's go. Look at these beautiful pages that he shares. They're just beautiful. I love the ramen.
Tasty.
Tasty noodle. Aren't these beautiful? And I love this too, the black wing.
Actually, some breathing room.
So cute.
The Velcro.
Are these all sold out?
All sold out.
Of course. I'm always late to the party.
My overnight ship.
So this is Abby C's and Joe, who we just saw. This is their collaboration with Rickshaw. And they're so cute. I love the little pouches. Those are so adorable. And Muji, I believe, is one of the sponsors for today. So this is a really cute table. Everybody loves Muji. These are our friends from SD DuPont.
We're the best friends.
They're the best dressed here at the show. They win for best dressed.
Thank you.
Yes. I wanted to see the iris. And it's just as beautiful as I thought it would be. It's absolutely so pretty. This is really pretty too. So beautiful. I've already spent my budget. Gina's working on Janine's pen.
The Black Robin skateboard pen.
Okay, can we see that the cap up close? Oh my gosh, look at how really pretty.
Black
Oh, that looks
Robin
beautiful.
pens.
Look at that
Black
right
Robin
there.
pens.
I don't know this company.
Yeah, I found her on, I was watching a YouTube channel and somebody was using this pen. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, there. What are we doing here, Gina? What do I have? Journaler.
You can't go wrong with Journaler.
Just the way she said that, because it was like dealer's choice. I was like, all right, well, what do we got here?
Yeah.
What do we got?
You got the
What's
best
on top?
seller. You got
Yes.
the best seller.
Indeed.
Yes. I'm gonna walk over here and show. This was kind of like the walk-in area. People are chilling over here. Muji has like a little photo op. So I think they're one of today's sponsors. People are relaxing. It's been a good day. Really good day. I'm at the LYTERM booth. You know, I love my morning pages. We're doing a little personalization on notebook. I haven't bought that wine color yet, so doing that. And I wanted to have time with Tay to put on, but they can only do one word. So we're just doing Lori in gold, all caps. That's so cute. Thank you.
What about the book?
I basically missed the boat on every single sign up. I did not get a single workshop and I did not pre-register for any Nib Grind. So I knew that was going to be a priority. There were certain things that I really wanted to get done right away. I beelined for the Nib Grind. JJ Lax is local to the area. So I brought my Shape of Heart 3776 Platinum pen to him. This is a really special pen for me because it was my first Shape of Heart. It was my first Platinum pen and Jay bought it for me in Japan. He went to Japan December of 2022 and I wanted to hit the 3 big Japan brands, Pilot, Platinum, and Sailor. So I got some special pens from each of those brands. It turns out that the Platinum Fine is a little more fine than I like. JJ did such an exceptional job with this pen. Matthew Chen did a Nib Grind for me in the Netherlands and he did exactly what I asked him to do, but I didn't really spend a lot of time writing in front of him. And when I got home, the Nib Grind was just a little slicier than I wanted it. I think I probably wanted more of a cursive smooth italic, but I got more of like a sharper italic and it was still skipping on the diagonals on the upward stroke. Matthew actually reached out after my last video that I talked about this in. He was so amazing. He said that he would fix it at no extra charge, which was so kind of him. So we're gonna connect at the Commonwealth Pen Show. I'm gonna make sure that I really take the time to write a lot with the pen afterwards, because there's so much that goes on in the customization of a nib grind based on how you hold the pen or the angle you hold the pen at, or just your own preference. So Josh did a great job with my pen, but at the end of the day, I had purchased this ink, and it was something that I couldn't get in the United States. I have a pen coming in from the Japanese Sweets line, and it's kind of a good match to this ink. So I decided to take this home. I put this in my Shape of Heart pen after Josh did the nib grind. It was just writing really dry. Whatever ink he was using was writing much better, but this was writing really dry, and I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want this to happen again. I want to go back and see him and see if he can just open the tines a little bit. And when I brought it back, I just said, everything's great, I just want it to be a little bit more of a wet writer. I didn't realize that until I put a different ink in it than what you used. So he's like, you want it to be a little bit more on brand with juicy broads? And I said, yes, exactly. I cannot believe what a difference just that little tuning at the end made. He opened up the tines a little bit. I actually cleared out that ink and I put in Tom's Studio ink. It's called Mallard. It's a new ink that I picked up from Boston General Store. I'm gonna do a little mini haul on that another time. And oh my goodness, it writes like an absolute dream. I'm so happy that I took the time to go back to my hotel room, change the ink, and really get to know my new nib on this. It sounds ridiculous, but it really does make a difference when the nib grind is personal just to you. He tuned it the next day to perfection for me. So I'm so happy that I went back. This is just like an A+ experience. I will definitely go back to JJ Lax. He also let me sample one of the pens that he had at his table, and it was a double broad cursive smooth italic on a Yovo nib. He just handed it to me. He's like, try this. And I wrote with it and I was like, oh my gosh, I was in love with this nib. He also tuned my Mont Blanc Noblesse. A couple people had come over to the table and they were talking to him. And just as we were finishing up, he handed me a nib, and he had been working on the cursive smooth italic on a double broad. And he's like, here, I want you to have this. And he just gave it to me. And so I'm going to put that on one of my other pens. I might put it on a Leonardo because I think I can swap that nib out. It was so beautiful. So it's a double broad cursive smooth italic, and he gave that to me as a gift, which I thought was so nice. He also tuned this Noblesse Mont Blanc. When I talked to him, I said, I think this has a sweet spot. Meaning, if I hold it at a certain angle, it writes beautifully. But then if I tilt it in a certain direction, it skips an awful lot. And I really love this nib. It's one of the very few thinner models that I have, and this fits really nicely into my Louis Vuitton planner in the pen loop. And it's just a classy pen. It was my first Mont Blanc, and it's a great vintage Mont Blanc pen. I want to be able to use it more frequently. He tuned this, it's writing like a dream. In here, I have a cartridge, Around the World in 80 Days from Mont Blanc. When I purchased this, it didn't come with a cartridge converter, and some of my Mont Blanc cartridge converters for my other pens don't fit in this model. So if you know anything about the Noblesse, if there's a specific cartridge converter that I would need, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will just continue to use my Mont Blanc cartridges. But wow, it's like I got 2 new pens with that. So I was absolutely thrilled about that. I also was going to have him do a nib grind on my Yoseka home pen. This I got in a medium nib, and it writes so beautifully. It's just a little bit of a broader medium. And I just thought, since it's Yoseka, this is their home pen, it's really meaningful. It would be nice to have a nib grind done on this. And he wrote with it. And he said, that nib is just too perfect. He said, don't do anything to that nib, which again, I really appreciated. He could have just charged me $60, $70 for a custom grind and done something on this. So I said, okay. And I didn't mess with it. And I came home and it made me like this pen even more. So that's all the stuff that I did for nib work. The one pen that I did buy, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen my post. I got the Hachim Mongia Sailor Pro Gear in this beautiful bloom pink. There's a special name to it, and I will read it to you. This has been around. I've seen it on so many people's Instagram feeds. I have adored it from a distance. I just never was willing to pay what is being charged on the secondary market. And I understand there's a huge demand for this pen. You'll see it on eBay upwards of $650, $699. I think the best price I've seen on it was over $500. And they had it for just regular retail, which is still an investment, but much less than those prices. I also got this in a medium nib. I was going between a medium and a broad nib. My Every Rose Has Its Thorn Pro Gear is a medium fine. My Home, which I just showed, is a medium, so I thought maybe I should get this in a broad nib. And when I said a broad nib, the guy from Hachim Mongia was like, really? Broad? He was shocked. So then I kind of second guessed myself. Sailor pens are known for their precision. In some respects, it seems crazy to get it in a broad nib because they write so beautifully with the smaller nibs. So I said, what do you think? Should I get a medium or a broad? And he said, medium. So I said, okay. And actually, I'm really happy I got the medium because it writes so beautiful. I do have my Sailor Pro Gear Slim, the Yoseka Refresh. I did get that in a broad nib. So I do have a Sailor broad nib. That's represented. I do like to mix it up with my nibs if I'm going to buy multiples of one model. And then I posted on Instagram that this was a 21 karat gold nib because I was going from some publication that I saw online and somebody wrote, didn't they change those to an 18 karat gold nib? I didn't realize that. It still writes beautifully. I still haven't looked to see if this is 18 karat gold, but I'll take her word for it because it sounds like she had done her homework. This also has a really beautiful flower on the nib, which makes it unique, and it's just beautiful. So this was my one and only pen purchase from the show. The ink that I wanted to go with this was a Kobe Nagasawa exclusive. However, they were sold out. So what I ended up getting was the ink that was meant to go with this, which is okay, this is the name of the pen as well. Kubo Sakura Bloom Pink. So the ink is the same name as the pen. So here is the bottle of ink. This was $20. I bought this on day 2. It's a really, really beautiful ink. And in fact, I do have some samples of it. I've been filling in my Yoseka Traveler's Notebook. I've had this for a while. I just decided to bring it to Stationery Fest. This is a sticker from Helen of Coffee Monsters Co. This was the Stationery Fest stamp that they had. This is not aesthetic at all. I just like started putting some of my memories in here. So this is my page on my pen. Like I said, it's not aesthetic at all. But here is the Hachim Mongia Bloom Pink. Here's the ink right here. So it's really beautiful. The swatch is beautiful, especially if you see it next to the pen. Gorgeous, right? You see that? However, the writing is extremely light. In fact, I had started to write over here, and then I ended up putting the Hachim Mongia business card over what I wrote because it was so light. Can you see that? So this is how light it wrote. This was a sample using the strawberry milk because Shannon gave me a little sample. I just dipped my nib. So that's the strawberry milk, and below is the ink that goes with this pen. So it's just very, very light. I probably would use like JJ Lax's the double broad cursive smooth italic. That's the kind of nib that I will probably use for this ink. So I'm happy that I got the ink that matches it. However, it's a little too light for me. I love pink inks, but I like for them to be more legible, and this one isn't so much. So I'm not crazy about this, but happy I got it to go with the pen. So after I had my nib grinds done, I went over to Toyoka Craft. I did make myself a wish list before I went. If you want to see that video, I will post it. I'll put a link above. For some time, I thought I was going to get a large case from Toyoka Craft, which was why I was kind of waiting until they were at a pen show that I could drive to so that I didn't have to pack a huge case in any luggage and fly with it. And then I decided that I just wanted to get a pen tray because I have a system that's working for me. It's actually just like a $40 case, like a jewelry case from Home Goods, TJ Maxx. It's beautiful. I've bought 2 sets of drawers. One was black and one was cream. First, I bought the black one, and then when I went back, the black one was gone, but they had a cream one, so I bought that. And then I just alternated the drawers, and it looks really cool in my room. So that's really working for me. So I just wanted a tray for when I did my YouTube videos, or just as a pretty display. And this is so gorgeous. And of course, I had to get the pink because I mean, look at how gorgeous this matches. It's just perfect. It's so lightweight and it's polished. I mean, it is just so smooth and light and beautiful. And I think you can fit 6 pens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. And then the gentleman at Toyoka Craft was kind enough to also sell me 2 inserts like this. This was $85 and these were $15, which I thought was really reasonable for these. So these actually fit right inside my drawers. I have ordered the inserts from Penn Industries, P-E-N-N Industries, and you cut those to fit in drawers. But I ran out of the full sheets of those because I also use those in my little acrylic case. So I wanted to get these and just put them inside my drawers, and it works so well. So I'm really happy with that decision. Toyoka Craft though, my goodness. They had like light lavender inserts. You could do black wood with the light pink. They had all sorts of different combos. The large cases were beautiful. They had some where the velvet tray was on top. They had some with where it was wooden on top. Different configurations, just beautiful craftsmanship. On day 3, I purchased from Fountain Pendulum this little 5-pen rest in light maple. It's got this beautiful velvet on the back because I thought this was a beautiful complement to my Toyoka Craft. I was kind of like feeling a vibe. I was trying to get everything to coordinate. I've ordered from Fountain Pendulum before. Well, actually, they sent me a beautiful pen rest. It's a husband and wife combo, Galen and Duke. And this is how it looks next to this. So I just think these look so nice side by side. This is a little bit weightier than this. It's slightly different, but I mean, they complement each other so well. And I wanted something that was a smaller footprint. So if I was just, you know, didn't want to take up a lot of space on my desk, but maybe was doing a little currently inked or a little Instagram post, this is for 5 pens. This is for 6. They had sent me a walnut pen rest. It was pretty long. It was a longer one. It's great if you have the Kakamori dip pen because it's long enough for that. And I went a little different direction for this. Galen was kind enough to give the Juicy Broads a discount code on our Juicy Broads channel. So our viewers, I believe, got 10%. And then she gave Vanessa and I each a $50 gift card, which was so nice. And I hadn't redeemed it yet, so they allowed me to use my gift card there. And I believe this was $68. So this is the bottle of the Kobe ink. I will show you the inside here. Here's the color green. It's really pretty, kind of like a grayish, like a mossy green, beautiful. And then one of the ink exclusives of the show from Lennon Toolbar was their bubble tea ink. And this is the box, and I love the bottle of ink. This was a special ink made just for Stationery Fest. So recently I picked up sesame oil at Atlas Stationery. I love that ink. I actually have that in my Renaissance Brown M1000 right now, and oh my goodness. The first ink I had in that pen was Writing Desk from Wonder Pens, and I loved that so much. Then I went a little bit lighter with sesame oil. That is absolutely gorgeous, and this is beautiful too. When I first saw this, I thought it was very similar to Oyster Hour from Ferris Wheel Press, a little bit lighter. So I decided to swatch it here in my book, and it turns out they're actually very different. That's the beauty of doing ink swatches, because you think something is so similar. Oh, so here is the Kobe green. That is, again, the Kobe Taiwan Alishan green. I wrote for my Sailor Japan Sweets PGS from Apple Boom. That's being delivered tomorrow. I'm so excited about that. That was sold out everywhere. And Apple Boom had it like on pre-order. It was in between a restock. So I ordered it from Apple Boom like probably 3 weeks ago, and it's in stock and they're shipping it to me. So I'm very excited about that. So here's the Lennon Toolbar Bubble Tea Show exclusive on top. And then beneath it is Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour. There's that and that. What would be nice is if I also did another comparison to sesame oil so you could see the 3 together. So I feel like I will probably do that on Instagram just to share that. But I'm really excited about the bubble tea. That is another one that is lighter in the writing. I will probably put that in one of my broad nibs and I will love it. I feel like there's another color from Ferris Wheel Press called maple syrup, maybe something in the maple family. This could look like that too, but I don't own that ink, so I'd be curious how that compares to the bubble tea. But those were the only 3 inks that I got. The Sailor ink that goes with my Hachim Mongia pen, the Kobe ink, and then the bubble tea. One of the tables they had at Stationery Fest was Robert Oster, like just an ink sampling table. They must have had 200 inks available to swatch, and you could swatch as many as you wanted to. They weren't even selling the inks, which I didn't realize until the 3rd day. I was by myself on the 3rd day. I got there right when they opened, and because I was going in to see Josh, I got right in, and I just finally felt like I took a breath, because it was pretty hectic for the first 2 days, and I was really focused on buying certain things. And then on that last day, I just really took my time, which I think is so important. And even in hindsight, there were vendors who I missed. There were exclusives that weren't on my radar. I think the people who really do their homework before they go to these events really do well. Things run out. There are certain exclusives that are going to be in high demand. There are certain vendors who are going to be in high demand. There was over a 3-hour wait to see Helen from the Coffee Monsters Co. every single day. The first day we got there wasn't a wait, because by the time I got to her table, it was like 5 or 6 o'clock. We got to the show much later on that first day. But she was sold out of a lot of stuff. I wanted to get her Coffee Monsters Co. Robert Oster ink. It was not available. She had a certain amount that she sold every day, and then there were other vendors that just put their exclusives out, and when they sold, they sold. And so some of the things had sold within the first 30 minutes of the first day of the show, and then they were just gone. And like I said, some of the stuff wasn't even on my radar. But as far as the Robert Oster goes, they had this huge table set up with a ton of inks and ink cards that you could just swatch your little heart out. My suggestion for a future year would be to put that table, which I think was so popular, outside. Like on the way in, there was kind of an area where Muji, who was one of the sponsors, they set up, and then Yoseka had some of their tables set up. It was like the welcome table when you went in and you got your little Yoseka pen keychain and your program, and Yoseka was giving out fans. You were getting the swag right there. But it would have been really nice maybe in that area to have all of the ink swatching, because I found it hard to relax because there were so many people there. And this is even on day 3. And I know at the Dutch Pen Show, the ink swatching went on outside of the ballroom, and in Orlando it was that way too. So people could actually sit and swatch the inks. And for me, when I'm in the ballroom or like the marketplace area and things are really busy, it's hard for me to focus. Some people were just in the zone. They had their special pen out, they were swatching everything, their handwriting was beautiful. I was like swatching inks and like fumbling to find my pen, and then I would like pick another ink and forget to write down what the ink was. I was a mess, but it was so awesome because they had, I think, every ink in the Robert Oster line, maybe aside from exclusives. It was so cool. So that was really fun, but I didn't get any Robert Oster inks, including the one from Helen, because they were sold out when I got to her. So I saved my little card for Helen. I got this 345 card at 12:15 or 12:30. So in order to go through her line, they gave you a card, you come back at 3:45, you get in the queue, and then they let you walk through. And that was a system that they figured out because her station was just so busy. And she is such a love. I really wanted to see Helen. She's the reason I got into fountain pens. I've shared that story many times. I follow her for her planner content. That's how I got started with her channel. She has a really soothing voice. She's super artistic. She's a recent college graduate, and she has this empire, Coffee Monsters Co., with all of her emoji stickers and vinyls, Hobonichi packs. She's what she calls a one-stop stationery shop. She's got it all. She's so gifted. I did manage to get a little LYTERM notebook from her, which is so cute. She's so inspiring with her small notebooks and planners. I think she has one that's just like a little book of curiosity, and she doesn't give herself any rules, which I love. I tried to get into an A6, like a Hobonichi A6 dated, and I tried the Hone. I bought 2 different Hobonichis and an A6 because I was in Japan for Hobonichi launch, and I got so excited and I just went crazy. And neither one of those planners were put to good use like I had hoped. And I think it was because they were dated. So from now on, if I'm doing a little notebook like this, I'm getting it undated. So this is just a dot grid, and it's got one of her little emojis on here. She was also selling an A5 in a gray notebook, which I thought was so cute, but I ended up getting, instead of that, I went to the LYTERM booth. This was on day 3. I really wanted to get this wine color. I think somebody said this is called Port. So beautiful. I have a thing for these notebooks, and I've been through so many colors. They did have a light pink one, and I was thinking of getting that to go with my whole light pink vibe. However, I've already been in that book, and I wanted something that was more of a fall feeling. And my morning pages right now is in a light pink notebook that I got from the Netherlands. So I really liked this color, but when I went through the line on the first day, they only had it lined, and I wanted either grid or dot grid. So on day 3, they had restocked, and they had this. And also, you got a free pen loop that is just a little elastic that you stick on the inside of your book. They didn't have it in the wine color, but I thought the gray went really nicely, and you could get it personalized for free. I wanted to do time with Tata. You could only do one word or your initials. And then somebody in the live show said I just should have had Juicy put on here, which would have been really fun, but I had Lori. I was boring. I just put Lori in a gold foil. You could do gold, silver, can't remember, I think white. There was one other option, but I went with the gold, and this was $24.95 plus tax. I think it was $26. The pen loop was free, and the personalization was free. So that was a great deal. And this is going to be my fall morning pages notebook, which I'm very excited about. That was another day 3 purchase. Again, because the lines were so long at other times, they didn't have what I wanted on the first day. So I went back and I scored that. One of my favorite stops was on day 3, and that was to Galen Leather. So I placed my first Galen Leather order direct with them from Turkey. Then when I was in the Netherlands, I got one of their notebooks with like a leather cover that's really beautiful. I also won a giveaway with my good friend Claire Coco, and I got an A5 notebook cover in like navy blue, and I also got one of their Galen Leather Kaweco exclusive pens, and I got some of their everyday notebooks. So I've like slowly gotten more and more familiar with Galen, but I feel like every time I go to order their stuff, specifically on Atlas Stationery, where I am an affiliate with Atlas, so sometimes I have a little credit to play with, so I usually go to them first when I go to place an order. And all of these items are always sold out at Atlas. So I don't know if they just don't restock very frequently, but these were all available in person. And at first I was looking at some of the bigger cases, but I love my little slip and zip case. I have it in the natural, like the undyed leather. That was one of the orders that I got direct from the company probably 2 years ago. I love this case so much. So one of the things I put on my wish list was to get more of just these trays, because I find that sometimes if I have a different purse or a different pouch, like say I have my Superior Labor Engineer pouch or my Delphonics pouch, I can just put 4 pens in here and slip it into a pouch that's not Galen Leather if I want to, like, say, lighten the load and not bring the extra leather. So I wanted to get more of these. So initially I picked up this black tray because I have a Superior Labor leather case for pens, and I have a lot of black accessories. I have a mulberry agenda that is this oak color. Mulberry calls it oak on one side and then black on the other side. So I was kind of thinking about that agenda because I'm going to be in that for the fall. So I decided to pick up another one of these because I just love these slip and zips. This is $43, and then these were $19.99. I think their leather is really reasonably priced for the quality, and it's just so beautiful. I love these colors together. Also, something I never knew I needed, and since I bought it, it has been in use since I got home Friday. We went to the beach on Sunday and I brought it to the beach. We went to a bookstore on Saturday night. I also brought it there. Just a single zip. So I don't buy many single anything. I have a couple Rickshaw single sleeves, but For some reason, this just makes me feel like my pen is so protected because it zips all the way around, especially on the beach. I brought this to the beach and I just didn't worry about it. Brought my morning pages because we left first thing in the morning and I didn't get to write. And I brought this and I just tossed it in my beach bag. And I also brought with me my Vanishing Point Pilot whiskey. It took a lot for this pen to get to me from Japan, as many of you who have been following me for a while know. I want to protect this pen, and this little sleeve was fantastic. This was $20. I don't know how I didn't have a single zip pouch yet. I love it so much. And then the last thing that I bought, this was only $18, and this is a pencil case. It's so beautiful. Look at this black leather. Here's my one thing about the black leather products. I like my black leather to have gold accents, and all of their stuff, at least that I saw, has the silver zippers. I love the silver with this like chestnutty oak brown, but with black, I just personally like gold, and I feel like a lot of my accessories reflect that. The Superior Labor is black with like a gold toned zipper. And this was the only thing on the table that had gold, and I was really excited. This was $18, and it's a pencil pouch, and it fits so much. It just pops open like this. It's kind of designed like an envelope in the corners, but what I love about this is when I travel to a cafe, I often take my Tombow pens, and this fits Tombow, no problem. And then you could do like a mild liner in here and a pencil in here. Whoops, a pencil. I don't think I would toss a very expensive fountain pen in with other pens, but say if I had like a Pilot Kakuno or maybe one of my Hongdians, I wouldn't worry so much. I could just toss it in there, but it fits quite a bit. It was $18, and I loved the extra length on this because I knew I could fit some of my other stationery supplies in here. You know, you could fit like a little washi in here, maybe not. No, I could, for sure. And maybe like a glue stick. I think it's really great if you don't want to bring like a full pouch. These 4 items came to $99 even. They didn't charge any tax at this booth. Some booths did charge tax, other booths didn't. $99, I'm so thrilled with all of these pieces. I think they're super functional, super practical, and I'm not known for making a lot of practical purchases. These I thought were very practical. That was the very last thing that I bought on day 3 when I was alone. Thank you so much to everybody who came up and said hello to me. There were people who messaged me. I think I got 3 messages after the show of people who said, I didn't want to bother you. I saw you talking. Like, please don't ever feel like you can't approach me and say hello. I was so grateful to anybody who watches my channel, to anybody who said hello. I saw some friends from Boston. There was a woman named Michelle who made a button that said, I'm here to see the juicy broads, and she brought it to me. It was just so special, so sweet. I got to meet Carrie from Carrie Bullet Journal. We went to lunch. Vanessa introduced me to her. She was working at the Tasha table, and it was just so nice to get to know her. She came around with me. She actually went through the line with me at Small Things from Japan, and I got a few things from that booth as well. That was another booth. It was very close to Coffee Monsters Co. That was a 3-hour wait to walk through the line. So there, you had an hour window. They said, come back between 3 and 4 and you can go through the line. And then there was another queue once you got there. There were a lot of cute things from Japan, as the title would suggest. People were going crazy over this booth. I don't use a ton of stickers, and their stamps were about $25 each, and they were beautiful, and I'm sure they were handmade. I don't use too many stamps either, but I really just wanted to see what it was all about. I think I spent $23. I just got some of these cute little Hello Small Things. This one I think had an emphasis on like pen products, so fountain pens, stickers, envelopes, ink bottles, clips, and things like that. And this one looked more like bookish, you know, like good night, like relax with a cup of tea, some stationery, some books. Like this was really cute. And these were just $5 each. And then I got a couple sticker sheets. I think I only spent $23 there, but it was fun because I went through the line with Carrie and we were like going through everything, and it's just fun to hang out with other stationery people. And I also got to really get to know Shannon from Couture Pens. We also hung out, like just walking around. She came back to our hotel and hung out for a while. It was just really nice to get to know her My son just got home, so I can't remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about small things from Japan. There's one other vendor who I want to mention who I stopped at. You saw when I got my portrait. That was Ming, and he was so much fun. This is the picture he drew of me. He just snapped a photo of me, drew it on his phone, and this is what he came up with. His smile just kind of like, just made you feel so comfortable. He was really sweet, and he is very talented, and I think he also did a workshop, which would have been incredible. I'm looking at my notes here. Grab some stickers from Abby C. Everyday Explorers set. I wish I had taken some of the workshops. Oh, that's my one regret. I know I put that in the title. That was my regret of this show, is not paying closer attention to the workshops. I feel like it was a really fantastic opportunity for people to get to know one another, to just sit down away from all the chaos of the show and just breathe and work with some of these tools that we all spend so much time talking about purchasing, but like to actually sit and play with your stationery stuff among other people who love it as much as you. And I just didn't really fight for workshops, you know, like I missed the first wave because we were actually either on a flight or driving. We were on our way to the Netherlands for the first release of workshops. Then they had another day where there would be more workshops available at noon. I missed that somehow too, or the ones that were available I was a little not as enthusiastic about, which I should have been, because some of the ones that weren't even on my radar when I talked to people turned out to be some of the best workshops. And then Sky Bambi was added to the list, and I could have signed up for that, and I didn't, and everybody loved her workshop. And you just have this opportunity to be with some of these incredibly talented people sharing their craft with you. That was my biggest regret. I had 3 full days there. I should have taken a workshop. I will definitely take workshops next year, and I will definitely map things out just a little bit better next year, although I do think that my planning did pay off. I got my Toyoka craft, I got my Nib Grind with JJ Lax. I did get to go see Helen from Coffee Monsters Co. Got a couple things from her. I was more interested in seeing Helen than getting her stuff because she's just so sweet. So some of the cons I feel like I need to mention, although if you've watched any of the Stationery Fest videos, you've probably heard already that it rained for 3 days, and there was a lot of time where people were waiting outside to get into the venue because they were at capacity. At some point, they stopped selling tickets when they realized that they were really pushing it with the amount of people who had signed up. I didn't have to wait in any of the crazy lines. The first day we got there, it was closer to 3 o'clock and it was raining. I was there with my friend Vanessa. We waited for about 15 minutes outside. It wasn't bad, but there were people who waited over 2 hours, who lined up early on, and I feel really badly for those people who maybe only had a 1-day pass, and it was that Wednesday and they were hoping to get there and get some of the exclusives or just have the full day 11 to 7 inside, and they waited outside for 2 hours. I realize that this is a first time show, so I know that Yoseka did everything in their power to accommodate everyone at that show, and one of the things I commend them on is they always share with you what's going on. They continually posted on Instagram throughout the weekend to let you know what the wait was to get in when they realized it was going to be an issue, so you could plan accordingly. So that first day we waited about 15 minutes. Day 2, I don't think we waited very long on day 2. We got there about noon though on day 2. We had some incredible shops near us. We went to a bookstore, we went to a makeup shop, I got some lip gloss from Glossier, and we went to Madewell. It was really such a fun area. I can't say enough about this area in Brooklyn. So day 2, we didn't wait very long either because we waited like an hour because we knew the lines were gonna be pretty bad. And then on day 3, I was going in to get my nib worked on, so I just was able to go right in. But I do feel for the people who waited in those lines. Other than that, one of my thoughts was, which I mentioned earlier, it would have been really nice to have the ink swatching table in a different area, so it would give a little bit more room in the marketplace and then move some of that traffic and people could maybe enjoy it. I think that little hallway going in would have been a great place. Upstairs in the workshop, Daisy took me up there, which was phenomenal. I was so grateful that she brought me up there. I love Daisy, and she gave me a nice tour upstairs, even though I didn't have any workshops scheduled. I loved seeing the space, and then they had that loft section up above where they were having some of the meetups. It seemed like there was a lot of space in there, and it would have been nice if maybe some of the more hands-on activities could have been up there. But then I think the noise level would have impacted some of the people taking the workshop. Somebody said to me, like the superior labor workshop, there was a lot of banging because you were assembling your own engineer pouch. I heard that it got like a little bit loud for some of the people who were conducting workshops or taking workshops in other areas because it was such an open space, and they had like partitions with heavy curtains. I don't know how they could avoid that, you know, because it's all open. So there's only so much they could do there. It was such a beautiful space, and the lighting was so beautiful up there. But I think for a first show, a first international show in the middle of one of the busiest cities in our country, I think it was pretty awesome. And I know they did the best that they could to accommodate people. But I'm curious if you went, what your experience was. But definitely my wish list helped. Knowing my priorities really helped. I knew I wanted this pen. I was kind of sure I wanted this pen, and then when I saw it, I knew in person that it was going to come home with me. And the Nib Grinds and the Toyoka craft trays, and meeting Helen, and then really everything else was like gravy. So I think if you can plan what you want and get those things done first, you can kind of breathe and then enjoy the rest of your time and discover some new friends and some new vendors and new pens and all that fun stuff. That's all for my recap video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments how your experience was. If you are going to San Francisco Pen Show or Atlas Sidewalk Sale, there's still some really fun pen shows coming up. I just love this so much because it was like the blending of two of my favorite things, fountain pens and stationery. This was perfect for somebody with my enthusiasm for both sides, and I really hope that they have it again next year because I will definitely go back and take some workshops. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments what collection you would like me to go over. I'm between my Sailor collection and my Esterbrook collection. Let me know if you would like to see a focus on either one of those collections. And then I'm due to do a whole collection video, which I feel like I need to sell a few pens before I'm ready to do that, but probably in October I'll do that. But let me know what you'd like to see first. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.